Okay, this is Dan with the Weather Service briefing on Hurricane Beryl. Hurricane Beryl is now tracking over the Yucatan Peninsula and has weakened somewhat. At this point, though, with a shift north in track, it's expected to most likely approach the South Texas coast Monday morning as a hurricane. So it may weaken to tropical storm status before re-strengthening back to a hurricane before making that landfall, now likely on the South Texas coast. However, there is still a fair amount of uncertainty on exactly where that thing does make landfall, so we're going to have to keep monitoring this, monitor changes in the forecast. It's possible the track could even shift a bit further north, so stay tuned to the updates that will be coming out. There will be likely some watches issued this afternoon: hurricane, tropical storm, storm surge. Exactly the northern extent of that is a bit unclear, but wouldn't be surprised at least to see those include our areas down near Matagorda Bay. So keep an eye out. With the next update, we'll do another one of these webinars at 5 p.m. Showing you the latest watches that have likely being issued this afternoon by the Hurricane Center. Here's a look at the 10 a.m. track. Again, you see the position there over the Yucatan Peninsula. Forecast to reemerge out over the Gulf this evening as a tropical storm, most likely, and then re-intensifying into a hurricane before approaching the Texas coast, likely Monday morning. Again, the details are still uncertain as far as the timing and location on the coast. You see the cone indicated there. A right of cone track would take it more up toward Matagorda Bay, a left of cone track more into Mexico. But again, the trends have been for a more northerly track. This map here shows the probability of tropical storm force winds, the point probability. So what you can see here is really non-zero values all up and down the Texas coast, but there definitely are higher values basically from Matagorda Bay on south, with the highest probabilities down there in South Texas. Also shown the time of arrival of tropical storm force winds, most likely coming in Sunday night. If you see those time arcs overlaid, it gives you an idea when, if we do get tropical storm force winds, when they're most likely to arrive. So that gives you an idea of the timeline we're looking at. As far as the flood threat, the excessive rain outlooks kind of show the main days of concern would be Monday, and then especially Monday night and Tuesday, as some rainfall on the eastern flank of Beryl combines with a boundary that's laying down over the area to focus some areas of heavy rain. So that's going to be one factor here with Beryl. The gusty winds near and to the right of the center track, and then some heavy rain over a broader area. As far as tide levels, again, we expect those to jump up, both from the storm surge component, the winds pushing water onto land. Also, we get an impact on the beaches from the higher surf, from the swell that comes out of Beryl. So that could effectively add to these levels. Now you see the big spread there, Sunday and Monday. That gives you an idea of how uncertain the track is and the resultant surge. But right now, this surge model pointing to levels up around 4 feet potentially above MLLW for the bay entrance. You know, that can change. That's going to change one way or the other depending on how this storm tracks. We should have more surge-related information in future briefings, including some information put out by the Hurricane Center. So just to sum up, Hurricane Beryl right now is over the Yucatan Peninsula and weakening. Still a hurricane, but on a weakening trend. But as it does come back out over the Gulf, we would expect it to strengthen back to at least low-end hurricane status, maybe a Cat 1, maybe a Cat 2 even. The forecast trend, as you've noted, has shifted north the past 24 hours. This would imply potential for stronger winds, higher tides, and heavy rain for portions of our forecast area, especially those southwest zones around Matagorda Bay. The track forecast could shift again, remains uncertain, so stay tuned. We'll keep briefing you on the changes. No matter where this thing tracks, rip currents, elevated tides are likely across all coastal areas, even outside the wind-related watches. And as I said, look for watches coming out from the Hurricane Center this afternoon, likely 4 o'clock or so. That will include hurricane, tropical storm watches, and even some storm surge watches likely. For parts of the Texas coast, how far north those are issued is still a matter of question, but would not be surprised at all if they extended at least up into the Matagorda Bay area. Confidence fairly low with this system as far as the intensity and track. As you know, if you've been following it, it has varied a little, quite a bit, and so with the steering currents as they are, slight shifts to the north or south will make a big difference in landfall and impacts. So we will keep you up to date on that.